Hello there, Internet people. What fun things are you doing this weekend? When I was working, I never struggled to find fun things to do on the weekend because I had lots of unfun things to do on the weekend, like cook and clean and get ready for the work week. Now that I'm retired, I have time for fun things, but living on a budget, I sometimes struggle to find inexpensive things to do on the weekends. So today I wanted to talk about my top 3 methods for finding fun and inexpensive things to do. Welcome to Overthinking Retirement. I'm Temi, and if you're new here, my husband and I are a recently retired couple who are trying to figure out what brings us joy in retirement and how we want to spend this next chapter of our lives. We are doing a challenge currently to try and live on $120 a day. We both ended up retiring a year to 3 years earlier than expected, so we want to make our nest egg last. Now, this has created some challenges because we also want to travel and we also want to try some alternative lifestyles like living on a cruise ship. So 120 days is a little bit of a stretch given those objectives. So one of the ways that we're trying to do that is by saving money on weeks when we're not traveling or doing some of these more expensive lifestyles that we want to try out. And in order to still enjoy our retirement, we have to find inexpensive things to do. And so I've gotten pretty good at that. Here are my top 3 ways of finding fun and inexpensive things to do. Now, the first one is pretty easy. It's get outside. Now, you hear that from a lot of sources, I'm sure. If you're retired, if you're aging, just get outside. Well, even if you're working, honestly, people just need to get outside more. But it's free. Going outside, getting some sunlight, just reading a book in the park, or taking a walk around the block, or taking a hike or a bike ride, anything to get active and get outside. You would think that it would be easy, but there's a lot of forces in our culture that encourage us to use entertainment that maybe isn't quite as healthy, like watching TV or looking at the internet or doom scrolling. Whereas reading a book or taking a walk or just enjoying nature or just going out and talking to your neighbors, these are all things that are free entertainment, and they're just good for your mental health and good for your overall health. So number 1, push yourself to go outside if you're not already. Number 2, I like to find events and things that are going on in my general area by going online. Now, there's a few different websites that I use for doing that. One of them is called meetup.com, and it's free to join. You do have to scroll past some stuff because it does try to get you to pay to be a part of the community, but just go past all those paid options and you will find a free option. And with this group, you can sign up for an account, and then you can see all kinds of people in the area who are hosting events and doing different things, and you can find what interests you. If you like to go wine tasting, you're going to find people who go wine tasting. If you like to read, you're going to find book groups. If you like to play games, you're going to find people who host game nights. So going on to meetup.com is a way that I would recommend finding free things to do. And honestly, sometimes if you don't even feel like doing something, just knowing that there is something to do, if you wanted to, makes staying at home more enjoyable. Another thing I like to do is to go onto the websites of the different cities in my area, because often they will host free and inexpensive events. For example, in my area right now, there's going to be Shakespeare in the Park. That's going to be a lot of fun. I love Shakespeare. I can go bring a picnic lunch and just enjoy watching some theater and being outside at the same time. Currently it's summertime, and the city that I live near hosts waterfront concerts. So I can go listen to live music, be outside with other people, and it's completely free. So go online, look check out the different like chambers of commerce and different websites of the area that you live in and see if maybe there's some events in your area that you might like to attend. Now, the third thing that I like to do, well, I can't say I really like to do it. I'm an introvert, so I really struggle with this, but I have learned that it's okay and I can push past my boundaries to do this activity. And basically, it's just asking people what they're doing this weekend. So as you're rolling up on Thursday and Friday, just ask people that you come in contact with, hey, are you doing anything fun this weekend? And you may find some free and inexpensive things in the area. You might get invited to a party. They might say, sure, I'm having a barbecue on Saturday. Hey, I've got an extra spot. You want to come? So you just never know. It's a great way to find out what other people are doing. And you might want to do the same thing they're doing or something similar either that weekend or the following weekend. So just asking other people what they do for fun, is a way to find out and meet other people who have common interests, or maybe learn of an activity that you might enjoy trying. So yes, just get out of your comfort zone, talk to people, find out what other people are doing for fun, and you may find some new ways to have fun and some new people to have fun with. Today I'm talking about our week 15 budget, and we did do a couple of those things this week. So let's look at what we did and what we spent for week 15 of our $120 a day budget challenge. So we always start with our regular fixed expenses. Those are $29 a day. Those are the things that don't change, like our health insurance, car insurance, cell phone bills, those sorts of things. Just divided the yearly expense by $365, and that came up to $29 a day. And then when we're staying here in base camp, it's a community where we keep our RVs. It's $16 a day. So that's our lodging expense. And then on Monday, David had a copay for a vision checkup that he had, and that was $24. And then we decided to do sort of something different that we hadn't done in a long time. We went bowling. So there's a casino in our area that also has a bowling alley, and they offer free play every Monday for people over 55 and a free game of bowling. So we had to rent some shoes and we had lunch, and the whole morning's entertainment ended up being $20 a day. So in my book, that qualifies as inexpensive entertainment. On Tuesday, we decided to go on a bike ride. So we drove our bikes up to a very long trail that is very flat and easy and lovely to ride on, but we hadn't ridden in a very long time, so it was a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a struggle for us. But we rode our bikes to a nearby city, and we just poked around the city, looked at some antique shops, and had a nice lunch. And again, inexpensive. It was just $18 for our little lunch out on our bike ride. On Wednesday, we just stayed home and maybe took some walks around the park, and we did laundry. That costs us $10 when we do laundry because we have a little laundromat in our community. And on Thursday, we didn't have any expenses, so our total for the day was just $45. On Friday, no expenses. Again, our total was just $45 a day. And then on Saturday, we had no expenses, so our total was just $45 a day. On Sunday, we went to church, which again, very inexpensive and another great way to find things to do because most churches have a lot of community type activities. So we went to church, and then we went grocery shopping, and that was $76. So our total for the week was only $463, which is well below our allotted amount. So we are going to have some money we can add to our budget bucket, which is what we're using to save for some of our more expensive trips that we have coming up. So we are able to put in an additional $377 into the bucket this week, We started the week with $318 saved. We added the $377. So our ending balance in our budget bucket is $695. So happy bucket this week. We're making progress towards our goals of saving a little bit so we can go on some cruises later and still meet our budget challenge. So that's it. That's what we spent this last week using some inexpensive entertainment options in our neighborhood. I hope you enjoyed learning about our system for finding fun things to do and how we're spending our money in retirement. If you like this type of content, please do like and subscribe. I would love to hear what fun things you do in your neighborhood in order to spend your time and meet new people and enjoy your retirement. Next week we'll be back with what we spent in week 16 of our retirement. Until then, I'll be overthinking.